Our next comic coming to the stage is a favorite of mine. The first show I ever did, I opened up, she was a feature, and all I thought was, I really want to be that funny at some point. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Miss Kimberly Clark.
Good evening, my name's Kimberly Clark. I'm not a sassy black girl. However, I do adore sassy white people. I love white people that have the ability to out-black me. Back in the day, they used to call them wiggers. Wiggers in the black community, they're like our mascot. They don't actually play for the team, but they suit up. And they entertain us while we're on the sideline. They're a great joy to have in the community. I think the very first wiggers in history were Tom Sawyer and Huckleberry Finn. I think they were the wigger blueprints for all of the other little wiggers to follow. I was down south recently. I ran into a wigger who was well over the age of 50, and he was amazing. I was like, wow, this is not a mere phase he's going through. This is like a concrete decision he is making in his life. He is a wigger and he's gonna die a wigger. This is incredible. Absolutely incredible. So I'm a very liberal person. I'm really into interracial relationships. I'm all for them. I know some of us black women, we get upset when we see black men with white women. I don't get upset about that personally. However, what does disturb me slightly is when black men impregnate these white women, and then they have these little kids running around the grocery store with these Don King hairdos because the white mother doesn't know what to do with their hair. And these kids are looking at me like they're in a hostage situation. Talking about, help me. Do you have a comb in your purse? This lady doesn't have a clue. So if any black dudes, if your baby mom or whatever, you got her pregnant, you know, whatever, introduce her to hair grease and cornrowing techniques. Because I don't think it's fair when the only time the kid's hair looks decent is when they spent the night with the black grandparents. It's like, oh, the cornrows are straight. It's at Big Mama's for the weekend. You can always tell. It's not fair at all. Speaking of mixed kids, I love our president, President Obama. What made me love him even more was when he was singing at the Apollo. He tore it up, didn't he? He sang Let's Stay Together by Al Green. I was like, wow, that's my president. This is his talent. I was wondering what it was. You know, it's like a Miss America pageant. What is your talent, Mr. President? Clinton played the saxophone. What can you do? He can sing, and he sounds darn good. I'm so glad he picked that song because he easily could have sang, let me lick you up and down. That would have been a national tragedy. That could have got really messy. I love Michelle Obama too. Love our First Lady. She's representing for the big-footed women such as myself. She wears a size 10 and she's doing it right. She looks great. I'm looking for comfortable shoes that won't make me look like a biblical character. Girls, I know you know what I'm talking about. You go into a shoe store. You're like, I need some comfortable shoes. This lady brought out the most hideous looking shoes. I'm like, I am not trying to be one of Tracy Chapman's backup dancers. These are ugly. I will never get laid in these. Never. These are birth control shoes. Somebody asked you, girl, are you on the pill? Nah, but I got on some Birkenstock. No sperm can penetrate these. She's horrible. Oh my goodness. Not good. Man, it was Father's Day last Sunday. Any fathers in the house? In Orlando, there's a couple more in here. Great. I had a dad. I still have one. He's awesome. You would think that Father's Day would be his favorite time of the year, but actually Christmas time is his favorite time because that's the time when the McRib is back at McDonald's. He is a barbecue rib connoisseur. He will order them anywhere, including McDonald's, which is like the last place you should be eating a rib. We'll be at a Chinese food restaurant. Ooh, they got a sweet and sour rib. I'll take the ribs. Indian restaurant. Ooh, they got a mint chutney flavored rib. I'll take the ribs. I'll take the ribs. It's like that, we're at Red Lobster, not Red Ribs, okay? I'll take the ribs. Dad, we're at a donut shop. Ridiculous. I felt bad for my dad because, you know, I grew up with this mother who was like bougie for no reason. You know, I'm from upstate New York, and I grew up in a working class family, okay? We were working class. We were not rich. We weren't the Huxtables, but we weren't the Evans from Good Times. We were right in the middle. We were a Winslow level family. Winslows. Didn't Family Matters, you guys remember that show, Family Matters? It was a good show. It had the wackest theme song though, I'm sorry. I hated that. It's a rare condition. I hated that song. I said, this is the only black show with a white person singing the theme song. You mean to tell me you couldn't get Harriet to sing the song? She looks like she is ready to throw her head back and sing Amazing Grace at the drop of a hat. Like, why couldn't they get her to sing it? This song has no bass line. You can't pop your fingers. You can't do the electric slide off of it. The Golden Girls had a better theme song. This song is doing nothing for me. That's why I love the Cosby Show, because, you know, every season, Bill would like remix it. You didn't know what it was gonna do. That was an event though, right? Is Bobby McFerrin gonna sing it? Is it gonna be Afro-Caribbean? Are they gonna rap? Are they gonna do jazz? You didn't know what was gonna happen. Freaking Family Matters. Just year after year. It's a rare. They didn't even remix it. Somebody do a remix to this? Spice it up. I watched a lot of TV growing up. I used to watch Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. You remember that show? I'm dating myself. Mr. Rogers. And I saw some reruns actually on PBS. And I was looking, and I said, you know what, this is not appropriate for children. It really isn't. And I was really into it as a kid, and I'm looking at it in adulthood. I'm like, First of all, television characters for kids, usually they have like bright colors and have exuberant attitudes. You know, Mr. Rogers wore like muted tones. You know, he was wearing beige and navy blue and spoke in that monotone voice. You know, it's creepy. You know, and then And then he would play jazz music. Kids don't understand jazz music. Where are the kazoos and the slide whistles in this song, Mr. Rogers? Why are you tickling the ivories, you know? When I hear jazz music, I'm feeling like somebody is trying to seduce me, you know? Like candles and dinner, you know? Why are you playing? And then he would do like that mini strip tease. You gotta take the jacket off, switch it off with the sweater, switch the shoes. It's like, why can't you come dressed to play this? Why you gotta take your clothes off in front of the kids? And he's rolling with a dude named Mr. McFeely. That's not good. Something's wrong here. And he used to do all the voices for the puppets. You know that, right? He used to do all the voices. Remember Lady Elaine? She was the lady in the windmill. She was like the lesbian alcoholic. She used to wear that turtleneck. And she was always yelling, "Boomerang, boomerang." King Friday always had to reprimand her. "Now, Lady Elaine, that wasn't very nice." You know Lady Elaine had a drinking problem. She had them rosy cheeks. Symptom. Mr. Rogers used to sew the clothes for the puppets. That's creepy. That is like some serial killer characteristic. Who pays attention to that type of detail, you know? I know you've seen King Friday's cape. It had fur around it and glitter, you know. It's like, who pays attention to that type of detail? Anyways, that's my time. Thank you so much for next time.
We're going to continue to talk.